All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Vasectomy fail says we need to report Game Grumps newest video. I don't even know who that is. But yeah, definitely feel free if they're spreading some misinformation, whatever. They flag my channel like they infest my channel and flag videos just to flag them. You know, just to see what happens. So why not? Hope you all having a wonderful weekend and staying safe and clean out there. I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. If you don't already know, this is National Pit Bull Awareness Month. Now, it sounds like awareness because of the danger involved with pit bulls, but this is some type of celebratory type of thing. And it's the month of October. Shout out to everybody in the building. Amanda, Kitten, Serena, Snowfield, ABQ, King Kobe. Yeah, we're 9 months into National Pit Bull Awareness Month. So, let's deal with pit bulls a little bit. In honor of this month, I want to challenge pit bull lovers, pit bull advocates. Some of you have seen I've been trying to pick a fight with them on Twitter. They're scared, as expected, and refuse to respond. So I'll just go ahead and babble a little bit, as I do here. I usually bring recent news. There are a few stories I need to get to, but right now I want to focus on this month, pit nuttery in particular. Now I got this chart right here, this graph that I want y'all to look at. 14 years of U.S. dog bite fatality in 2 different periods. Now, the narrative from the pit bull lovers is that you should not discriminate against breed. Then my question is, how is that an acceptable request when particular breeds have their own unique statistics? Let's bring that statement into the realm of mathematics. If you ask us not to focus on breed, then we better not see any differences in the breeds. If there are no differences, people don't have a problem with not focusing on breed. There's no natural malicious intent on part of people against pit bulls. It has nothing to do with pit bulls as a breed. It has to do with how they function, with how they operate. And that has always been the case. So they start off in bad faith, the pit bull lovers. They really do. Assuming that people have some, agenda against pit bulls. Oftentimes they say, oh, you hate pit bulls. No, we don't. They're not worthy enough to even hate. They're too worthless to hate. What we hate is how they function. Now look at the years. Now this is from dogsbite.org. And there's a lot of information on dogsbite.org. There's so much information you could build a whole course on the information on that website. A lot of people, when they look at the information, a lot of things don't dawn on them. But I want y'all to look at this. Two different time periods. One covers a period of 7 years. That's this one here. The other one covers a period of 5 years. Now, what can you take from this? You can take a lot from this. And this works against the idea that pit bulls are no different from any other breed. So, 2005 to 2012, 253 deaths. Pit bulls responsible for 60%. Keep in mind, we're talking about 6% of the dog population. 60%. Now, what you want to notice is that they started at 2005. That year was like the birth of Caesar, wasn't it? Somebody please help fact check me. I could be wrong. 2005, 2006. I think it was 2005 when Caesar first came out. So this is a big deal. And this is around the time of the Michael Vick debacle. And people started to adopt pit bulls like crazy. I know y'all remember that. So pit bull adoption went through the roof. Okay. And at the exact same time, you had a world-renowned dog trainer teaching the world. Right. Okay. 2004. Thank you, Serena. So Caesar was already out. He had already been out for approximately a year. And they recorded this statistic that you see on the left. This is after he enlightened the world on how to deal with pit bulls. So 7 years later, 7 years of Caesar, and keep in mind, Caesar gave birth to a whole slew of dog behaviorists. I mean, it exploded like nothing else we've ever seen. All over YouTube, there were videos of dog behaviorists giving information away for free, telling people what to do, what signs to look for, how to socialize them, so on and so forth. 7 years of a revolutionized way of training, specifically pit bulls. And after a 7-year period, you mean to tell me pit bulls compromised a higher percentage of deaths? Not only that, actually killed more people? This covers a period of 5 years. After only 5 years, they almost caught up to what they previously accomplished in 7 years. How is this possible? This is only possible if it's all a con, if it's all nonsense. People could not wait to implement Caesar's strategy along with the strategy of others. And keep in mind, around this time also came out dog behaviorists who were against the way Caesar trained dogs. Now, I know some of you behaviorists, you are out there talking, saying, oh no, many of us were against that. Well, I'm including you as well. I'm acknowledging you as well. You had a bunch of behaviorists who came out and said that the key is to use positive reinforcement only. Don't hit the dog. Don't strike the dog. You know, Caesar was chopping these dogs in the neck. I believe he kicked a dog one time, but it's routine for him to like karate chop dogs in the neck. It's like a real quick stab, because he says that that's what they do when they want to establish the alpha in the pack. Idea was to be the alpha of the pack. And like I said, that only might help to protect you, whoever the dogs view as the alpha. The dog is not going to view a whole family as its alpha. That's highly unlikely. And even if they did, dogs challenge other dogs in packs for rank all the time. For you, that means a mutilated child or an arm or leg of your own. So these philosophies from these behaviors have always been flawed. And now we're starting to see that. Now we see that the threat, the danger posed by bully breeds is genetic. It's inherited. It is the breed. It's the breed. Dogs are bad enough. To have a super deadly dog with hyper aggression, quicker to snap, less likely to show signs before they snap, to get off on attacking, to launch a much deadlier type of attack. You know, I saw a comment today by a gentleman here on YouTube. Where was that? That's not it. They said something like, here it is right here. Down here, Toasting Tony said, they snap for no reason, and that's what makes them so dangerous. Now, that is one of the reasons. But there's several things that make these things more dangerous. As I've been explaining, it's not just that they snap for no reason. They have a totally different type of attack style. That bite, clamp down, lock, hold, shake, immune to pain. The fact that it feels a great sense of euphoria when it's attacking, right? It's adrenaline. It's like it's getting a dose of crack while it's attacking. A bunch of things make these things more dangerous, inherently more dangerous. But these pit nutters are in denial. And because they won't engage me, I have to go find them. And I found one pit nutter today on Twitter with a big mouth who had a whole lot to say. So I figured I would deal with his tweets. That person is Pit Bulls Against Discrimination. This person has posted a lot of things, and obviously nothing about the recent tragedies that's been going on. Now let me digress here. As I talked about in the members area, we have a lot of momentum right now. For this to be Pit Bull Awareness Month, some type of celebratory type thing, it's starting off horribly for pit bull lovers. And they're totally silent about it. Here, let me switch screens here. I got to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. Right? Bear with me here. Here we go. Yeah, and these things are nasty and disease-ridden, as we all know. But look at here. If you do a simple search and you filter for this week, you'll see that the tragedies, and you can just type in dog attack. You can type in pit bull, whatever. You get the same results. the recent story of the two kids or babies that was killed. You got this woman. This happened this month. Those were pit bulls. She sicked pit bulls on a 6-year-old. That was, surfaced 5 days ago. It's all in October. The woman who had her arm bitten off, where she called 911, and she said, "My arm is hanging off. I'm about to pass out." That was this month. This month is starting off horribly for pit bull lovers. And this is supposed to be the month where they brag. They go around talking about it's not the breed, where they give people the lecture of how it's not the breed. That rhetoric about it not being the breed is very manipulative, because they prey on it. They primarily, in my opinion, they made that up with the intent on using it against white America. That idea, the narrative that it's wrong to focus on breed, they tried to appeal to white guilt because they made it synonymous with racism. Very deceptive stuff. They want people who speak out against, specifically white America, who speaks out against breed-specific laws, to feel guilty of racism, of the same type of behavior that has tarnished the core of this country since its inception. So they went for the gusto. And it also works on black people, not just white America, but also black America. Because what black American wants to feel like they're being a racist the same way racists are racist? They've associated breed-specific laws and focusing on how much more dangerous bully breeds are, associated that with being a racist. Now, they got a lot of people with this. They suckered a lot of people with this, and it has been working. But now people are waking up. People are waking up. There's also an 80-year-old who was mauled to death, I think like a day or so ago. And keep in mind, all the stuff that's been going on in India with pit bulls, they've been focused on pit bulls. This has been a horrible month for pit bulls. Right, now let me go back to my PowerPoint. These pit bull advocates, pit bull lovers, their arguments, their talking points are all emotionally driven. It's not driven. It's not supported by mathematics. It's not supported by science, statistics, expert testimony, as I mentioned, and that is the statements made by the doctors. It's all 100% emotional. And that is when you know that a group of people have no argument whatsoever. They've been using guilt tactics like this one, trying to make pit bull owners feel guilty for treating pit bulls like pets, for treating pit bulls like animals. They're saying, no, treat it like your family member and bring it inside of your home. And when it's in your home, you're not allowed to chain it up. You can't have it on a leash or tie it up when it's in the home. It has to roam through the home freely. Basically, you have to allow it to treat your home like a doghouse. And if you don't, then you're an evil person. No. These tactics don't work anymore. He said dogs are not inanimate objects used to decorate your yard. They're not lawn ornaments. They belong in the house with the rest of the family. No. Are these animals or not? Animals are not designed to be inside of homes, to live inside of homes. Specifically, dogs roam. They have a natural instinct to roam. That is why you are instructed to walk your dog, especially pit bulls, long distances every single day in order to satisfy that natural urge to roam. And you even say that behaviors say if you don't, it might attack you. So don't try that. Don't start with that they belong in the home. Based on what? What science? What evidence? What proof? Nothing but emotion from the pit nutters. These people have a horrible case. They belong with the rest of the family. If you cannot treat them as family, don't get one. They look at you as a pack member, and to them, that is a family. No, because if they treat it like a family member, then they're not treating it like a pet. And that's what they're supposed to do. And nobody cares that the mutt views your family as its pack. We're talking about safety. If it's required to not bring a deadly predator into the home, I don't want to hear nothing about your feelings. See, they base everything on being emotionally driven, letting their emotions override. That's a prime example. Letting your emotions override your better judgment. Oh, look at the poor little, sweet little fur baby wants to come in the house with mommy. You bring it in your house and it rips your face off. Kills your kids. That's where you stupid. Huh? That's where you're out of your mind. So this is goofball stuff. I had a field day on this guy's Twitter. You see what options are worth. You're more likely to be killed by your toaster than a pit bull. That's a lie. Nobody can be killed by their toaster. What are you talking about? That's a flat out lie. A toaster, huh? I can sit in the presence of 1,000 toasters. I bet you I'd never get hurt. You think that'll work with 1,000 pit bulls? Why all the fantasy and make-believe? I'm begging for arguments from these people, and they can't give me nothing other than this type of insane rhetoric. Look at the caption of this meme. All my friends told me not to move my mom in because I have a pit bull. They lay like this every day. And your point? I'm sure the lady who just lost her kids used to lay with that dog like that as well. All pit bull lovers that have been attacked at one point were laying with their mutts. How does that mean that these things are harmless? How does that change the fact that they attack every day? We're supposed to ignore what's actually going on in the world and fall into this make-believe world where they're harmless and base it on a photo, on a 30-second video or something. They are reckless. These people are reckless. This is insanity. Look at this one. I don't want to fight anymore. He said any so-called person who finds enjoyment in the horrific torture like this of a dog has no place in our society. We must go after dog fighters and prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. No animal deserves this kind of treatment. Now, dog fighting is illegal. So obviously I don't support anybody doing anything illegal. However, dog fighters don't make pit bulls do anything. In fact, when they see each other, when these dogs see each other, they try to attack each other. they try to fight. This happens when they see each other on the street, or when the pit bull sees other dogs. Does the owner force their pit bull to maul some other dog as soon as they see him? Think about that. Why do they choose pit bulls? They choose them because pit bulls love to fight. Because they don't have to train them to fight. Which brings me to this other one. This other goofy nutter image. Did I save it? Right here. Right here. Look at this meme. It's not us. It says, it's not us whom you should fear. You are the ones who abuse us, abandon us, and teach us to fight. This is the pit bull advocate's arguments. That you have to teach pit bulls how to fight. Are we supposed to take this seriously? You have to, people, this is coming from the same people who tell you that it's your job to train them to not kill, to not attack. Their whole training regimen is built around trying to train the dog to not kill people, to not attack everything it sees. You don't have to teach these things to fight and attack nothing or nobody. Where are you getting that from? Where's this coming from? Just fantasy. Says you are to blame, not us. Fear not the dog, fear the human. Okay. Look, that does not make sense. Look at him. Quit blaming dogs for human failures. We are the ones who are at fault, not them. End breed-specific laws. Okay, let's play devil's advocate. Let's say it's human beings' fault that they created a mutant killer, a bloodthirsty killer, the only creature on the planet that kills just for the enjoyment of killing. And this is actual fact. Let's say this is all true. That doesn't mean that we should now welcome these things into our home. If humans made a mistake by creating these things, okay, that's a mistake. You don't follow that up with another mistake by then trying to treat them like family members. How does that make sense? You create some bloodthirsty, murderous Frankenstein that's extremely deadly, and the pit bull lovers, their idea is, hey, we're supposed to treat them like they're harmless. This family, this couple who just lost their kids, they were treating these dogs like family, the way you all suggest. And look what happened. If they would have had these dogs outside chained up somewhere, probably wouldn't have happened. If they were treating them like the deadly predators they are, they wouldn't even be in possession of them. And then it wouldn't have happened. See how that works? How lives get saved when people are anti-dog, anti-pit bull. You only have mutilations of infants and toddlers, kids, when you live a lifestyle that you live, which is a crime in itself, which really makes dog owners, specifically bully breed owners, the people who are solely responsible for every single death of every child, every infant. You're responsible, you who support this lifestyle, because that's the only thing that makes it possible. And they want to send people on a guilt trip who refuse to live this kind of lifestyle. This is a fascinating group of people. They're crazy, but they're so crazy that it's fascinating. It's like, wow, how can you get that crazy and out of your mind? right? Now, this guy made a lot of tweets, which is why I wanted to respond to him. I finally found a pit nutter who's arrogant and who says a lot, comes out of his or her face a lot, trying to act like the spokesman, like the know-it-all. Okay, I want to talk to you. Now, I know you're not going to, directly engage me, but you said enough. I'm going to respond to what you wrote. Said it's easy to place labels on an entire breed. It's quite another thing to prove it. Before you start pinning labels, maybe you should know the truth first. There are no dangerous breeds, but there is no shortage of dangerous humans. Maybe you should pin the label on yourself. And the meme says, quote, so you're telling me this is the big bad breed that I keep hearing about? And they have photos of pit bulls sleep with little, a bonnet or whatever on its head, with toys, trying to make them look like infants. Now, pit bull lovers, are we supposed to take this serious? Your rhetoric is so ridiculous that it's hard to take serious. So your proof, your evidence that these things are harmless is photos of like this? That's your proof? You didn't share any statistics. No facts. Just photos of pit bulls that look cute according to you. Wow. Said this, look at what he said. It's another thing to prove that these things are dangerous. The facts prove that they're dangerous. The facts prove that they're dangerous. That they're more dangerous than other breeds. You pit nutters, you all know this. That's why you're so attracted to them. As someone else pointed out, they're attracted to these things because they're so dangerous. So you can't even give a genuine, honest response to something this foolish. They didn't even present an argument, just photos of these mutts. Pit bulls, the most misunderstood breed on the planet. Now, let's stop. How? He said, people who don't know them think they are mean, vicious dogs who love to fight. People that know them know the truth. They are a loving, loyal breed. Breeds are not the problem. Humans are. End breed discrimination. My goodness. Said they're misunderstood. No. What they are is 6% of the dog population, making up some 70, 75, 80% of the deaths. That's what they are. What they are mutants with the genes that makes them attack in a more dangerous manner. That's what they are. There's no misunderstanding about that. You're not going to tell me that we have a misunderstanding about that. No, we understand just fine. They bite down and hold and shake. There's no misunderstanding there. What are you talking about? It takes the slightest thing to set them off. There's no misunderstanding there. What are you talking about? Y'all remember that lady who was recently attacked at a shelter? She was a volunteer at the shelter. She said that she was throwing a ball and playing with it. And then she just picked up the ball and stood up, and it started attacking her. Latched on to her arm. Didn't show any signs of aggression. It was playful right up until the attack. There's no misunderstanding about that. This is common among this breed. To be seemingly happy or not angry, snap and attack. So what are you talking about? So yeah, you can't. This is why they don't want to engage or debate people like us. They know that they can't. This is all they can do, is make crazy statements and tweets. And they don't want to be questioned about it. No, y'all gonna have to face the music. Said they are loyal. Those who know them know. What'd they say? People who don't know them think that they are mean, vicious dogs who love to fight. No, their breeds tell us that. Their breed tells us that. When they fight, they feel great. This is a fact. Behaviorists tell you this. They get an adrenaline rush. Their brains release opioids. They love the pain. They're then immune to pain. They hold and shake. That's viciousness. There's no misunderstanding, sir or ma'am. And this is bad. I got to stoop to their level to even have an honest discussion with them. There's no way to respond to the things that they say without sounding sarcastic yourself. You have no choice but to point out how ridiculous their statements are. I have no choice. I'm not picking on you, beating up on you, but you sound ridiculous. Sound like you're out of your mind. They are a loving, loyal breed, except for the ones that just killed its owner's kids. They're loving and loyal. Okay, what about the ones that actually attack? That we've been hearing about. Stories we've been bombarded with here recently. Supposed to pretend like those don't exist, right? That's insanity. No thank you. No thank you. Says this is for the haters. You think you know pit bulls are mean because it's what you heard from someone or from the media. Oh my goodness. Let me say that again. He said this is for the haters. He said you think pit bulls are mean because it's what you heard from someone or from the media. Like, where do you start? How do you respond to stuff like this? No, that's not why and nobody's sitting back calling pit bulls mean. We don't simply call pit bulls mean. What are you talking about? We specifically talk about how dangerous they are. What are you talking about? And that's based on the facts, the information that we've I know y'all not used to researching information. See, this is how they collect information, by hearing things from someone or from the media. That's like the dodo. That's where their knowledge comes from. This sounds like a person who doesn't read real information or statistics and can't process and I think that's a big portion of the pit bull population. They don't know how to research statistics, facts, and information. And even if they do know how to read it, they don't know how to process it. Information processing is just as important as being able to read. What good is being able to read if you can't process it? We're not being sarcastic or beating up on you. Y'all act like you got brain damage. And we're just basically asking you to stop acting like that. This don't demand high intelligence. Just pay attention. What's wrong with these people? Oh yeah. Welcome to all the new faces. We have recruited some former dog lovers. What a shame. Nothing could be further from the truth, he says, or she says. Look at this. Go to a shelter and meet one. I guarantee you will change your mind. You mean like this lady just recently went to a shelter to meet one and was killed? Go to a shelter and meet one. I guarantee you'll change your mind if it doesn't maul you, right? And we're supposed to assume all pit bulls on the planet are just as harmless as one pit bull that you was in the presence of for a few minutes. Listen, pit nutters, this type of logic, if you can even call it that, does not hold up to scrutiny. Do y'all understand that? You act like you don't have basic common sense. Now look at this. This same person says, if you don't believe they have souls, you haven't looked into their eyes long enough. And then this person says, truth. When I have those bonding moments and look in the eyes, I can feel their soul. All they want is to love you and for you to love them. Am I asking for too much? Just asking for information and facts. Is that asking too much? I don't want emotional tirades. I don't want philosophy. I don't want a poem. This sounds like a person who's sharing a poem. A non sequitur poem at that. For those who don't know, that is poetry that doesn't make sense. It sounds very jumbled. When you hear it, you don't understand, because they bring in different words and phrases that don't go together. It's exactly what this sounds like. No. Look, it don't matter if they have souls or not. They're the sole attackers and killers and torturers of the young human beings, and they are a safety hazard. Man, yeah, you can't waste time and get too deep with these people. They're talking dumb, and I think many of them, they know it. Now, look at this. You may not hear it, but they have a voice. No, they don't. Why can't you at least tell the truth? Is this all they have? No, they don't have a voice. So you may not notice, but they have feeling. Who cares? They're dangerous. They snap. They attack. I don't care about feelings. Huh? And when they attack, their feeling is rage. So what's your point? How is that relevant to anything? You may not see it, but they do hurt. Yeah, we don't see it because they're always the one hurting others. Who cares if they hurt? And I'll tell you one thing, they don't hurt when they're attacking people. They don't feel no pain. And why is this important? You wanted to fill me in that they hurt? For what? Why are you telling me this? Let's talk about the people who hurt after being attacked by one of these things. How about that? They say you may not care, but they do. What? Their feelings are not any less important than ours. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They want to attack and mutilate, and I don't want to be attacked or mutilated. So my feelings are more important. And if it tries to, I'm going to neutralize it. I'm going to enforce my feelings. And we have a right to do that and to feel that way, because this is human territory. This is our world. This is not their world. We don't care about what these brainless, goofy mutts are thinking, what they feel, what they care about, or none of that nonsense. We don't care about their imaginary voice that you claim they have. Nutter, we don't care about what you're saying, because you're not making no sense. These nutters don't make sense. And that's what intimidates them about us. They come here and they see us making sense. Again, they're not just coming here listening to me. Nobody's just listening to me. I have been humbled, lucky, blessed to have really the most intelligent, the brightest contributors on YouTube, in my opinion. This is the brightest people on the planet. So these pit nutters, they come here and they read the chat room, they read the comment section, and they know not to say nothing. The only ones who leave comments are the ones that are super, super dumb. And then they don't have nothing to say. Like I shared in the community section. This channel sucks. FUIHD. And throw up a middle finger emoji. It's the best they do. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. If y'all wouldn't live like this, we wouldn't have to call you out like this. But you're endangering everybody in the society. You're endangering the helpless. And you're wrong. You're wrong. These people whose kids was recently, that shouldn't have happened. Their parents shouldn't have been in possession of these things. You got a baby and a 2-year-old in the house. You got no business having no pit bull, let alone 2 pit bulls inside of the house. They live the lifestyle that you support. You're up here posting this meme of this mutt with a child, a toddler, and the toddler was just killed. So you supporting it. You can't possibly make sense even if you tried. If you support stuff like this, stuff that defy logic and common sense, even if you try, you couldn't make a logical, strong argument. Nutters. Y'all are terrible. These nutters are terrible. And I'm getting old. I cannot formulate arguments as well as I used to. But I still got more than enough ability to deal with this brainlessness. Now look at this. He says, banning breeds, him or her, banning breeds and killing dogs doesn't make anyone safer. Yes, it does. If all dogs were dead, we wouldn't have got any of those stories that we recently heard about. My channel wouldn't have any content for the most part. What are you talking about? This person and other pit nutters, they talk as if they're not aware of what goes on in the world. They're totally detached from the world. And that's what makes them so crazy and dangerous. If dogs were banned, or if they didn't exist, people would be much safer. That would be at least 5 million people who were being bitten, who are no longer bitten every year. That's just reported dog attacks. What are you talking about? You understand, pit nutter? Based on math, you're wrong. I know you're emotional and you feel like you're right. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Now I'm honoring Pitbull Awareness Month by dealing with your narratives. So, hey, I can only deal with what you give me. So that's false. That if they're not here, nobody's safer. He said, if you want to feel safer, ban bad owners that cause the problems. Here we go again. Here we go again. With more crazy talk. As if they're only the humans, you have to train these things to attack and teach them to attack. He said, look at what he said, or he or she. It has been scientifically proven that there is no such thing as a dangerous breed except for humans. People need to finally grasp that concept. So y'all can see why I decided to respond, because this is like an arrogant person who thinks he or she knows everything, but spewing nothing but brainless, thoughtless rhetoric the whole while. Said it's been scientifically proven that there is no such thing as a dangerous breed. No, it has not been scientifically proven. To the contrary, it has been scientifically proven that pit bulls are more dangerous, more deadly. 100% of hospital patients hospitalized for 7 days were attacked by pit bulls. That fact alone disproves your statements. Do you understand that, pit nutter? Pit nutter. Do you understand that? That's very simple. 100%. This is according to the doctors. The stats I just showed you, that has been scientifically proven that they make up 6% of the dog population, but the vast majority of deaths and the vast majority of mutilations. That's science. You want to talk about science, pit nutters? You don't want to do that. These people, they don't even understand how ridiculous they sound. That's the crazy part. That's what's fascinating. It's like they just live in this world where they just dumb. This is embarrassing. And I have to do this because I want the young people to view you as the type of group that they don't want to belong to. They don't want people like me calling them out like this. They don't want to be on the receiving end of facts that they can't refute. Like you right now. Lord, scientifically proven, no such. Of course, there's no citations, but except for humans. If humans are so bad, then all pit bulls, they wouldn't even be here. What are you talking about? If humans were so evil, they wouldn't be here. In case you haven't noticed, we have made an industry out of producing food for them. They have factories that make dog food. What are you talking about? They live rent-free. They don't have to pay for food, water, or shelter. Humans been bending over backwards for these things. Don't talk about humans. We haven't shown you evil yet. I can show you what a dog hater really look like. So you're lying about that too. Talking about how dangerous humans are. Like I said, none of you pit nutters would migrate to an island inhabited by 2,000-3,000 pit bulls. Y'all not that stupid. You're only willing to be around them if you have complete control over them. You have to have them tied up, restrained behind a cage, a fence. What are you talking about? You're not stupid enough to engage with these things in the natural way, which would be in nature. You would know As soon as you migrated to an island with 2,000-3,000 pit bulls, it's only a matter of time. You would start saying your prayers, and you know it. Now, you migrate with 1,000, 2,000 humans, being attacked wouldn't even cross your mind, and you know it. You'd be happy, and you'd work with them and enhance the quality of your existence, because that's what humans do. Nutters, I'm going to need y'all to stop talking crazy. Y'all going to have to stop talking crazy. Sounding like idiots. Excuse me. Y'all got to cut that out. And stop lying. All y'all do is lie, 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 lie. Here he goes again. This is a motor mouth pit nutter. Just running his mouth, his or her mouth. Look at this meme. They say I should be banned. They say I'm a danger to children. Truth is, more children in our country are abused and harmed by adults, not dogs. This is what the meme says. It says, I don't even rank. Get your facts straight before you profile and ban me. I might be the only one some kids can really trust. And this person says, right on, get your facts straight before condemning innocent dogs. Fear not the dog, fear the human. I actually left the reply to this. And this is what I replied with. I said, provide at least 20 articles from 2021 where children were slowly tortured and killed by people in the United States. I said at least 7 of that 20 should be infants. Share at least 20 more non-fatal mutilations of children by humans from 2021. He did not, and he will not, and he cannot. Humans, we don't produce statistics like that. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why all of this crazy, spaced out rhetoric that has no basis in reality? Where's your facts? Where's your testimony from doctors? Where's your statistics? Why is everything, believe me, believe what I say, and I'm going to say something spaced out? Why is that the only thing you pit nutters have? Are there any pit nutters in the room who agrees with what this guy is saying? This is so sad. But they've been begging for this. They've been begging for people to focus on them and their behavior by putting it in our face so much. This is not bullying. This is not internet bullying. They've been attacking and lashing out on the general population for a long time. We are simply responding to it. No, children are not safer with pit bulls than they are with humans. You all know this. And you're playing dumb. They specialize in playing dumb. So get back with me when you get the facts. You say get our facts straight before we talk. Send me these facts. 20 articles of killings and 20 articles of non-fatal mutilations. And it has to be in 1 year, because I can do that. I can provide that information for you. You can't. None of you can. They have hearts of gold, it says. It is too bad so many people can say the what? It is too bad so many people can say the same. I don't understand that. But that's what he said. I think he means, wait a minute, they have hearts of gold. It's too bad people can't say the same. I guess that's what he's trying to say. Oh, what a beautiful world it would be if people had hearts like pit bulls. That's what the meme says. What a beautiful world it would be if humans had hearts like pit bulls. This is their arguments. This is why they want bans removed. Because they made this statement. Never mind that it's not true. Just believe it. Because it sounds good, right? If people had hearts like pit bulls, they'd have no heart. Okay, so you're saying people should randomly attack other people and mutilate them, bleed them? Pit bulls almost always attack animals when they see them. Rabbits, squirrels, and so forth. You saying we as humans, we should do the same? Really? Y'all don't even believe the stuff that you say. Let's talk about this, pit nutters. This crazy behavior of yours. Why all this nonsensical talk? Humans are far superior to dogs, especially to pit bulls. It's light years apart. They're light years beneath us. Don't talk about hearts. Those pit bulls that killed those 2 kids a few days ago. Do you understand that scientists have said that those pit bulls don't feel guilty about it? Do you understand that? Pit nutters, some of you listening, do y'all understand that? Scientists have said that dogs can't feel remorse. So those dogs that have known, keep in mind, those dogs known that the daughter, the 2-year-old, and the 5-month-old. These dogs been knowing them their whole life. These dogs that killed them watched them grow up. Those pit bulls watched the 5-month-old grow up, watched the 2-year-old grow up, and killed them. That's the type of heart you talking about? Well, not only killed them, but didn't feel any remorse or guilt afterwards. Okay? Now, if that's the type of heart that you want, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. But I'm not hearing no substance from these people. Shout out to Satan Perkelly, longtime supporter of the channel, made an excellent comment. And big shout out to everybody who's been leaving comments. Great comments from a lot of people out there. I really appreciate the content that you add to my channel. Right? It said people worship dogs as much as the people who worship gods and prophets. It's all about magical thinking, a denial of reality, and belonging to a team of brainwashed people. That's all pit nuttery, dog nuttery is. That's all it is. It's like a religion. And it's a bunch of magical thinking that gets proved wrong all the time. Their rhetoric, their narratives are proved wrong all the time. And what do they do when it gets proved wrong? They ignore it. They act like they don't see it. again, reflect on the ASPCA, these other organizations that said nothing about this attack that I showed yesterday or day before yesterday. What are we talking about here? I watched this video today by a nutter. This is one of those pit nutter, goofy pit nutter videos. Shout out to Ashar. Shared a link with me. Somebody, I guess, sent a threat. Said if they see me or whatever, I'm not worried about that. I wouldn't pay that any attention. There are a lot of trolls, and there will be a lot of threats made. There already has been. I've been getting threats for a long time, but I wouldn't worry about that at all. But I want to show y'all this. Boy, there is no end to the nuttery. This goofy video right here. So I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, it's Pit Nutter Month. Pit Nutters are out in droves, regurgitating their talking points. Let me listen. Let me see what they have to say. And I found this. What is this? Oh boy. American Pit Bull Terriers. 5 facts you should know. Now, why are they talking about American Pit Bull Terriers? See how they getting specific before it even starts? Really? Really, pit nutters? Is it really the same old thing over and over? Every time I try to give y'all a chance, I will share the best rhetoric that I can find from you. It just so happens that all of it is delusional. I try to give y'all a voice, share your narrative on this channel, and you just say crazy stuff. Fact number 1. You only talking about 5 facts. You can't waste any. You have to come with your very best. And this is the first one you name? That the jaws don't lock? Yes, they do. You can't open them, so they're locked. What's the difference? If you can't open something, it's locked. What are you talking about? May as well be locked. And like I said, they manufacture what can be called a key to open it. A bite stick. What's it called? A break stick? I think a bite stick. This special device you stick in the mutt's mouth, and you have to do what? Turn it. When you stick this bite stick in the mutt's mouth, you have to then turn it like a what? Like a key. Turn it like you would a key, and then what? The mouth open. So what you talking about? That's the closest possible thing you can get to actually locking. You goofy nutters. What's wrong with y'all, man? No, what is y'all's problem? My goodness. So they just wasted one of the opportunities of only 5 opportunities to make a point. And they say something worthless. What else they say? American Pit Bull Terriers are not inherently vicious. Yes, they are. That's a scientific fact. So another fact, so-called fact, wasted. They are inherently vicious. They've inherited the trait of bite, hold, shake, relentless attack, to not stop, to release an influx of opioids, be impervious to pain while attacking. They've inherited all of this. A natural rush they get when they attack, that's inherited. As soon as they step outside, they scan the area looking for something to fixate on. That's associated with its breed. It only takes a slight trigger to set them off. It don't take anything really to set them off. All it takes is movement, and it doesn't even take movement. I shared an attack the other day. The man was sitting perfectly still on his scooter and was attacked by 3 pit bulls. It don't even require movement. They will attack for absolutely no reason at all. And it's inherited. So that's false. Pit nutters. Now, what else did they say? You try to give them a chance. You try to give them a voice. I try to give y'all a voice to state your claim, to make your argument. You scared. You like to talk tough only when only you can speak and nobody else can speak. I don't see you pit nutters showing my videos and responding to them. Some of you might be stupid enough to try that, but you're not doing what I'm doing with your material, with your videos, with your tweets. I'm responding to them. Okay, respond to mine. If y'all so tough, y'all don't ever engage actual people with actual arguments. You just like to argue with the wall, with some imaginary person somewhere, make an argument for them. It's pathetic, man. People are tired of, we all see your game. We see what you do. Okay, now here's fact number 3. American Pit Bull Terrier has an 86% temperament testing society passing, 86% passing rate. Man. Yeah. First of all, who cares? All we need to know is the statistics we got. Did they 6% of the population make up the majority of deaths? That they're always responsible for severe mutilations? It's like almost 100%. The doctors actually said it, man. What are you talking about? We don't care about no little stupid temperament test that a bunch of pit nutters conducted behind closed doors somewhere. Nobody cares. We dealing with reality, not some secret temperament test that none of you seen or conducted either. And if 86, what are you saying? 86% of all pit bulls will never attack anyone? Is that your argument? You know, because if that's the case, then that means that is a very, very violent 17% of pit bulls that are attacking people. And guess what? We don't know which ones it is. But we all know that temperament test is worthless. It's been proven worthless. And they will tell you, the people conducting the test will tell you themselves that this test will not predict how this dog will react in every situation in the future. In other words, this same scenario can be repeated 1,000 times, and guess what? It might attack in one of those times. They'll tell you that because it's common sense. There's no way they can deny that. So don't nobody care about no temperament testing passing rate. Nutters. Don't y'all have any new material? This is the same material you were pushing in the mid-2000s. Why are y'all so goofy, man? And just uncreative? If I had as many years as y'all had to come up with something. You should have an ironclad argument by now, nutters. Oh, let me calm down. Let me calm down. Now, that's fact number 3. Okay, let's look at number 4. They said that that's higher, that 86% passing rate. They said that's higher than miniature poodles, which had a 77.9%, and collies that had 79.7%. Well, guess what? Those dogs likely not going to rip your face off, rip your throat out. And guess what? That is the difference. That's what makes the difference, pit nutters. Is this, are we supposed to take this serious? You really trying to compare a pit bull to a poodle, a miniature poodle? Like I said, it's insulting. These people, I mean, they bring a pit bull into a room with you and say, oh, don't worry, it has a 86% temperament passing rate. Or don't worry, it doesn't bite. You're going to be worried. They bring a poodle in there and say, oh, don't worry, it doesn't bite. You're not going to be worried. I feel stupid for even having to say that. But in order to respond, you sort of got to stoop down to these people's level. Now, this is fact number 4. Look at that demonic mutant right there. That's a demon in the flesh. They say human aggression was never bred into the breed. Wait a minute. Am I reading that right? Yeah. Human aggression was never bred into the breed. What is that? What does that mean? Okay. Let's let it continue. Okay. That was the end. They went on to fact number 5. Okay, now people, what does this mean? Human aggression was never bred into the breed. I didn't even know that there were people in the world who thought that. You see what I mean? How they're so accustomed to creating arguments for you, for us. I've never heard that. I've never heard someone say that breeders bred human aggression into pit bulls. What are they talking about? This is why I say it's fascinating. The way they just pull arguments out of thin air, and they're dead serious about this. This thing was carefully edited and put together. This person has he's got a lot of subscribers. This video over 40,000 views. Human aggression was never bred into well, that might be the problem. Nutters, since this is one of y'all talking points, yeah, maybe if you bred human aggression into them, they wouldn't be so violent. Huh? They wouldn't be as violent. What are you talking about? What in the world? What is this? Now, I'm not saying humans are flawless, but we ain't dogs. And we sure ain't no pit bulls. You got to be out of your mind to try to project pit bulls as somehow safer, more harmless than human beings. And like I said, these pit nutters, they would not try to prove that themselves. Now, this is the last one. They said none of the dogs in this video are American Pit Bull Terriers. That was their best. That's the best they had right there. You go to the comment section, pit nutters are happy about it. They're throwing a party over this. They think this was genius. Look, facts. I love it. Oh, I knew this about my dog from the way she acted. Crazy how people say she's so vicious and mean. Look, I appreciate you making it known the dogs shown in your video, well, oh, they're ecstatic. Look at this. Clever and smart. They're applauding this. As brainless and zoinked out as this video is, as totally detached from facts, logic, and common sense as this video is, you got pit nutters in the comment section treating it like it's the second coming of, who is it? Plato. None of the dogs in this video are American Pit Bull Terriers. Guess what, pit nutters? We don't care. Guess what? That's irrelevant. American Pit Bull Terrier, maul someone, kill them. Some other type of bully breed does it. We don't care about that. This is why we need to get language straight. And this is why I prefer to refer to all of them as bully breeds. That'll just sum it all up. That's talking about anything, all their mixes and everything. Right? What was this? This is that follow-up to that story. Yeah, this lady, the lady who was attacked, came out and made a statement, and this lady is a dog owner herself. You can see this is her hand, and this is her worthless mutt. But that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to share this list with the pit nutters. I hold this in such high regard. I shared this many times on this channel. I looked up each doctor, and I actually share photos of the doctors along with their statements. And you have numerous on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like over 30. It's like 30 of them on this website. Pit nutters, you don't have this. You can't do this. And I want to give a shout out to doctors in general. We need to pay more respect to their profession, in my opinion. Let me share something. I don't know how many people are aware of this. When it comes to doctors, let's see. And this is why doctors are so critical. Their testimony is critical, in my opinion, to this movement. Doctors take oaths. They take oaths. And I want to share a little bit of the oath that they take. And what it does, it puts pressure on them to be truthful. And they are truthful in honor of their profession. I swear to fulfill to the best of my ability and judgment this covenant. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians in whose steps I walk, and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures that are required, avoiding those twin traps of over-treatment and therapeutic, nihilism? Not sure how to pronounce that. All right, pardon me. I will remember that there is art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, sympathy, understanding may outweigh surgeon life. Look, I will not be ashamed to say I know not. See, doctors go through this ritual, man. A big part of their practice is being honest. Okay? Nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed. insightful stuff here, man. I will respect the privacy of my patients. I will prevent. See, this is all about being honest. So, if doctors truly discovered that pit bulls were no more dangerous than other dogs, guess what? They'd say it. So, pit nutters, I want you to find 30 doctors who have written about how pit bulls are not any more dangerous and don't inflict any more damage when they attack than other dogs. I want you to find that information. Enough of the fantasy talk. I don't want to hear nothing about your imagination. Okay? We want you to pull out facts, documents, and expert testimony. This is what I'm talking about when I said expert testimony. I want to hear from a doctor or somebody respected in society. I want to hear your nuttery, your fantasy talk. This is what we're talking about. When we share statistics that prove that pit bulls are more dangerous, we want statistics to counter it. Not a goofy video of a pit bull in a sweater with music in the background. It don't work like that, nutters. It don't work like that. I know y'all not used to living in the adult world. I get that. But you're in the adult world. Like it or not. Welcome. You're going to have to act accordingly. If you want to have this discussion with adults, you're going to have to bring facts, evidence, truth, logic, and common sense. Perhaps the most disturbing of all statistics, pit bull related, is fatalities, where they target children age 13 and under most of the time. And when you talk about fatalities, pit bulls dominate. So more than anything else, pit bulls are child predators. Child predators. That's not a misunderstanding, pit nutters. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a conclusion drawn based solely on the information, on the facts. And these attacks are not provoked. They're never provoked. And I don't want to hear nothing about an attack being provoked anyways. It is our job to not bring pit bulls around children, around us, around the elderly, especially so for children and the elderly. Most of all around children, seeing that these things prefer to attack children, and children are most helpless. Infants are totally helpless, and infants are attacked as well. We just heard about a baby, a 5-month-old, attacked, killed. So I don't want to hear nothing about them being provoked. What's irresponsible is bringing these things around them. Do you understand that, pit nutters? I've tagged all of you. I've shared my channel with all of you on Twitter. I'm looking for you all. I'm tired of asking you to engage. Now I'm hunting you down. Okay? Now this is Pit Bull Awareness Month. I just made a bunch of statements against pit bulls. Do you agree? Go ahead and share your thoughts with us in the comment section, if you dare. Shout out to everybody who was able to join me for this live stream. Anti-Mutt Nut, I see you. Big shout out to Mutt Nut in the house. Our presence on Twitter is really growing. Big shout out to Ashley in the building. I'm really enjoying that, man. We got a pretty strong presence already, in my opinion, on Twitter. You know, it's not just the people who follow me either. There's a lot of people that I find on a regular basis on Twitter, anti-dog people. And to be honest, I was surprised when I saw so many blue check individuals speaking out against pit bulls in response to that story. That story is huge right now, man. Really gone viral. Slime Creeper, shout out to Slime Creeper. Anthony Crippen, right? Big shout out to Toxic Paw Print in the building. Excellent videos by Toxic Paw Print. Make sure y'all check out him. Ban All Dogs as well. Content creator in the house. Yeah, I don't like to say that I feel good about the attention is being, because it's in response to a tragedy. You know, there's more attention that's paid to pit bulls and dogs in general only after a tragedy like this. That's why I got this channel, to bring attention to the hazard before tragedy like this, to prevent tragedies like this. Like it or not, dog lovers, had these parents been anti-dog like us, this wouldn't have happened. And none of these other attacks would have happened. You can't argue that we are pushing some type of hurtful or harmful or dangerous lifestyle or advice. No, we're telling you to stop doing that. You know, this is a powerful dynamic in society, man. This dog culture, it's got to go. It has got to go. Right? So keep an eye out. Anybody hear anything from the parents of those kids that were killed, that were tortured and killed by these worthless mutts? If you hear anything from them, please share it with me. I'm keeping an ear out for any statements by the parents of those kids. I hope you all have a wonderful remainder of your day. Stay safe and clean. And I hope you all join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.